Natasha, and I am your astrological birth chart counselor. So I like to take the approach of counseling and using the tool of astrology of your birth chart in order to bring more self-awareness for not only yourself but the people around you, and that we all go through our own things. So be a little bit more empathetic about people's situations. And today we're gonna go through moon signs. So I'm gonna knock all of this out like a true Aries moon that I am, and I try and do all 12 videos within one shoot, but you will get them sporadically. So you'll see my outfit is the same. I sell these products on my website, www.natashascreativewellness.com. It'll be linked in the description box below. And you just go to the merchandise section on my website. If you like to purchase your own personalized birth chart reading, that is also in the schedule booking section of my website. So you can check that out as well. So this is short story. This is me in 2015, shortly after my figure bodybuilding competition. So if that helps motivate you, go ahead and purchase that. I also have the poster version. I know there's a glare. And then it's my little quote, life is harder than working out. And that is a period of time back in the day for me where working out was the one thing that I did for myself and for nobody else to get me through really hard, tough, emotional stuff that was just layered and layered that kept coming. And yeah, so that's why I'm into fitness. You can check out my other YouTube channel, fit_Tasha Flex. I also have an Instagram page, but I don't really post much over there, but that will be more dedicated towards working out videos or short clips if you're into that, because everyone gets motivated differently. So on to our moon signs, and I'll clip it. Onto our moon signs. Okay, Gemini moon sign. So Gemini moon sign, what do you call it? Mercury rules Gemini. So Mercury being in the moon sign, basically in a nutshell, like it doesn't really like to be there. So because emotions are not thoughts, it's feelings. So Geminis may think their emotions or overthink their emotions and are kind of disconnected from their actual emotions. So they're thinking their emotions, so they may be very, very emotionally stimulated or very restless. It's also a mutable sign. So they're very adaptable, but they're always curious. They always have to learn. They may have gotten parents who were kind of inconsistent emotionally, but they're good at, being there expressively with words, like possibly making you feel heard, or you could verbally express what you needed or wanted, but they may have been emotionally kind of disconnected or inconsistent in that way. So it's kind of a little bit turbulent and restless. Gemini moons are always curious, wanting to learn all the time, because that's what Gemini represents, is learning, speaking, communicating. You may want to read and talk about your emotions more so. Like all of the air signs may be more prone to talking their emotions out with someone and reading them in a book, or reading about emotional intelligence, or reading about, how to improve this and that about relationships, very intellectual. So everything about communication and learning, reading, speaking about this kind of emotional expression, yet it can be kind of disconnected at the same time. They are very witty. Witty can kind of like flirty, because they're charming, because you can talk and communicate with people, and you can be very pleasing with others when you have this sign, but kind of unstable because it's mutable air. So like always kind of thinking things through, maybe doubting yourself and going back, and always needing even more and more information before you make a decision, or if you kind of get attached to someone romantically, you may try to dig for more information and feel like maybe it's not enough. You need to do more and maybe kind of doubt yourself, kind of back and forth. So in a way it's, kind of not pleasant in that way when your emotions, are trying to be thought, so it's very, like exhausting, like mentally exhausting at times with this moon sign. Like you can't sleep, it can be unstable, yet adaptable. So that is the positive thing. Like it is an adaptable, mutable sign. So you can kind of overcome and bounce back, yet, it's very emotionally and thoughtfully exhausting, as it's always thinking, learning more, revisiting, learning more, deep diving into all of that. They can be really busy. So Geminis are always kind of bouncing around from here or there. Some of the downside is kind of gossip. Like if you're rubbed the wrong way, or you're feeling some sort of way, or jealous, or someone kind of did you wrong, you may spread your frustration to all of your friends, and gossip about, what bad things happen, and it can come off as kind of petty, so just be aware of that, because other people may perceive you as, if you're talking so much about whatever this person or whomever did you wrong, and the way that you're saying it, because it's still, Gemini is still in this kind of elementary school, grade school kind of part of the signs. It might not think too deeply about situations. It's on like surface level still. Our houses 1 through 6, they're still on the bottom half of the chart. So they're not as mature in a way. Gemini may not feel safe to be super vulnerable, or not know how to express vulnerability in that way. So they have a hard time possibly communicating their emotions, like in a way that other people can really hear them at like a super deep level. You think like Scorpio is super deep and very vulnerable, and they're not afraid to like get down in the nitty gritty, like Gemini energy, it's not quite there, unless you have to check out your own, birth chart. If you have Scorpio energy, then you may kind of balance out this moon sign a little bit. But Geminis need communication a lot in order to possibly feel kind of safe and secure, and needs constant communication in order for that, to work. So being with a avoidant partner is probably a no-go. So yeah, just like learning how to express emotions the way that you really want to may be very hard, because Sure, you can express them possibly, but getting really deep down in there might be a mismatch in that area. So not check, write down in the comments below, like what were your parents' interactions with you? Were they very communicative? They allowed you to speak your mind and speak your emotions. You probably had a mother who talked quite a lot, tried to teach you all kinds of things, and possibly gossiped all the time. We're always just talking about this person or what's going on over there or whatever. So you learned a lot through your parent figure, always talking about their own life or what's going on around them, or whatever teachings they have, whether that was directly to you or it was just in the environment around you. You learned quite a lot about the world or whatever they had to just speak about. You just indirectly learned or absorbed those things in your environment growing up. So you just kind of know about a little bit about everything already. Just very smart and intellectual. Yeah. You may be really good at public speaking, teaching in some sort of way, or be passionate about teaching. You may be a good writer or like to write and journal a lot. So yeah. Or you may have been like a kid who at recess you sat on the sidewalk with your friends and talked. That was just kind of part of your nature. So yeah, check out the comments down below, see if you relate to any of this. Otherwise, I would like to learn more about your situation in a short description. This is a public platform, so yeah, be aware of what you're putting out there, as it is also a projection. So you may not see that, but other people may see you projecting your wounds in front of everybody, and you need some healing to do. And we all need healing to do at times. Yeah. And as you are an air sign, you may be like, one of the ways that you can release mental frustration, anguish, whatever is going on. I do recommend journaling. When I get frustrated, I'm not even an air sign moon. I'm a Capricorn Mercury. I'm a Aries moon. But if I get really frustrated, I can't freaking fall asleep, and sometimes I have to write it out, or I basically write a note on my phone, and it comes out in witty poems and such things like that. I gotta get it out of my head, and I won't be able to stop because I have Chiron in Gemini, and I also have Uranus in the 3rd house and Saturn in the 3rd house. So I do have some of this Gemini energy. It's just not in the moon sign. But I have journals on my website. It's based on paintings. If you'd like to support, you can check out my website down below, www.natashascreativewellness.com. In the merchandise section, you'll eventually find it if you peruse in there. And yeah, and then I have a QR code in the back if you ever want to easily go to my website and remember it. If you want to support, remember more. Also, I like to blog once in a while. And since you are an air sign moon, what would you like me to write about? Because half the time I write about what I think people should know, but I don't know if that's what you want to know, and maybe I have input for that, and maybe I don't. So give me some ideas. I have a master's degree in mental health counseling, so I don't know. I like to mix the two of astrology and counseling in order to better help people who are willing to take on that help for themselves. So I'll catch you next time. See you later. Bye.